So today we're going to talk about immigration. Now, immigration is something that I think many people have a say in it. And I want to talk from a perspective where I was born in the UK and I typically feel like I am British. I'm definitely not English. And I think a lot of people equate Britishness with Englishness. And I clearly see that I'm not English. And I'm from North Cyprus. So I'm Cypriot, or my parents are. And it's to the point where I'm not Cypriot. If I went to Cyprus, I wouldn't be Cypriot. And they would see me as a foreigner from the UK. Here I'm seen as a foreigner. Now, personally, I've never experienced racism in the UK. That people that say the UK is racist have not experienced real racism. And I'm talking segregated society, second class citizens. That's actual racism. Probably the UK is the least racist country in the world by a long, long way. And I don't know if that's a good thing. I'm not here to give my personal touch on it. But I give you a story. I know someone that came here illegally. And I won't say who it is. And he's legal now. Yeah, so he come here to obviously earn money and work. Economic migrant. So he came here illegally. He admits it. And you know immigration is bad in the UK when this guy is moaning about it. He goes, I came here illegally, but I worked. So he has a business and it's quite a good business now, successful. And he's very comfortable. So he's saying he has his business, he came here and worked, but there's people coming here illegally just to claim benefits. And I have my theories as to why that is and why they get benefits. But looking back, he's an illegal immigrant. In my eyes, he'll always be an illegal immigrant. But he's moaning about immigration. And he's that's how bad it is. When immigrants are moaning about it, then you know it's really bad. And I think a lot of it is, blown out of proportion to the point where it's like the rich keep the poor fighting with each other so they can run off with the money. I think George Carlin said that. And it's very true. It's to the point where it's like, can no one read the room? Can no one see what's going on? Like they're pitching the immigrants or the people that don't mind immigrants against the other people. They're calling them soft. They're calling them far right. Like, I think if I was an English person born and bred, I think I would be having a different picture of it. And I made a video on TikTok about why racism isn't real as well. What actually is people aren't racist. They just get scared about losing their resources. So when people come here and they moan people are taking our jobs, that's resources. When people moan about, oh, they're coming in here and they're taking our benefits, that's resources, that's our benefits. Or they're not contributing to society. That's what the racism is. It's a fight for resources. This is why in big cities, people are more aggressive. They're less friendly because everyone's compact in a tighter area and there's less resources to go around. If you go to the countryside, everyone's nice. Most people are nice, but they still don't want to share their resources. And it's the same in if you work at a company. Like someone wants the job, they want to keep their job, they want to make them look bad, lower down. They want to make out they're doing really well because they want to keep all the resources and earn the most money. So picture-wise, the UK isn't finished. Anyone that says the UK is finished because we've got too much immigration, this is a great country. Like, people need to stop being so soft. Yeah, the UK is finished, we're crashing. It would take hundreds of years for the UK to crash, even with Keir Starmer in charge. That's my opinion anyway. And it's a great country, it's full of great people, and we have a strong work ethic. If I go to another country, everyone's lazy because the people in the UK work hard. And we're smart. I don't want to sound bad, but when I go to other countries and I see, I've gone into other people's business, I'm like, this is how you're running it? Like, you've got no, like, don't you know about this stuff? And they're like, oh, that's great. I'm teaching like corporations, this kind of stuff. I'm not teaching them, but they're like so behind the UK, like, and we have the British standard, and the British standard is here. And our electricians, our plumbers, our financial services, all are the British standard. That's what we're regarded. If I say I'm from London, I go somewhere else, then they automatically assume I'm smart, well educated, I have money, because we do. We are ahead of everyone else. I think a lot of people are soft in this country, yeah, and they've gone soft. But typically the people complaining are never the ones contributing. And people talk about giving a wealth tax and stuff like this. It's not going to work. Like, tax isn't the answer. I think if we lower tax, because when Tony Blair was in charge, he said, excuse me, he wants the UK to be, I think when we joined the EU, he said he wants it to be the lowest tax. So our VAT was like 20%, where the US is like 30% or their equivalent. So we wanted to be good, fair, and we got people to start businesses here. And some of those businesses are still here, but they're starting to leave. So I think, I'm not going to give my sort of answer because it's a very complex situation, but immigration is clearly out of control. And the reason I think it's out of control is growing up from, if you're a ruler of a country and you start to say, okay, great, I am short 200,000 doctors. Now, I could train 200,000 UK residents. I can get the kids in school, I can get them good grades, and it's going to cost me so much. And I'm going to have to hire teachers, I'm going to have to do this, and I'm going to have to, basically, some of them might not make it as well. So I'm going to have to even put so much resources into teaching people, etc., that aren't going to make it. And they might end up just leaving the country anyway. So my plan, I need 200,000 doctors now, as an example, over the next 5 years. And then I want to start to put in a position where, okay, the population's still growing. So as I'm training them up, they're growing even more. But what ends up happening is the light bulb goes on and you start to say, hold on a minute. I can instantly get 200,000 nurses if I just let a visa system come in, and I can let people from all over the world come here and be doctors, and my problem's solved. So what they've done is they've done that, and not to that degree, but that's what's happened. So they've started to see, okay, that's worked that way better. Now I'm going to cut the funding for nurses, doctors, all the bursaries, and I'm just going to put those resources and I'm going to save some money. And we're still getting the doctors and nurses. Now, however, remember I talked about the British standard. These countries don't have the British standard. So when I go to the doctors, they're bad now. 10, 15 years ago, I would go doctors, they'll solve my problem. Now if you go, even with your kid, they're useless. They don't have a clue. They don't know what they're doing. Yeah, their standard is less than half. I would probably be a better doctor than most of the GPs I see. Yeah, most people have to Google their stuff anyway and find out. And then go to the doctor and they say, maybe, all they can do is blood tests. Anyway, so what's end up happening is, okay, British people can't survive working low wage jobs. So what we're going to do is we're going to get immigration. We're going to get, no offense, the Eastern Europeans to come in, the Africans to come in and do the care jobs. That's what ends up happening. So the builders ends up being the Polish guys that are offering it at a better rate because they're willing to do that. But the British people don't understand that these people will go there, work, and then go back home. They ain't looking to stay here. So they've just extracted resources and gone, and then you're back in the same position. So the government's panicked, and now immigration is out of control. And where these systems were in place before to accommodate that, fixing the problems that we had, now it's so loose that anyone can come here, claim the resources. They tried to make it a good offer to fill the gaps. And I'm saying this from a recruitment point of view. They've tried to fill the gaps, and now they're in a position where everyone had care visas, and now they've cut the care visas in a panic, and there's loads of people here. And now you got to pay for them to go back, or you got to pay for them to stay. And we don't want to do any. So I think the immigration just went out of control. Now, what they didn't bank on, they had the plan in their head, and it sounded really good. We're going to fill our skills gaps. Remember that? And now it's come to the position where the skill gaps aren't filled. And now we just got a bunch of people here, and our native British population is pissed, and rightfully so. So I think we're very close. Like, people talk about civil war and all that. Just remember, out there, people are trying to get you to watch their videos and stuff. But genuinely, the UK is fine. It's just got a little bit thinner resource wise. And look, keep going, keep what you're doing. Don't worry about the economy, just worry about your economy. Just make sure your family's safe and healthy and all that. But a lot of the articles and racisms are blown out of proportion, and a lot of it can be racism marked up as patriotism as well. So there are racist people, and I actually don't mind racist people. I think everyone's entitled to their own opinion, and racism's practically normal. Like I said before, UK is probably the least racist. You think if I went to China, they're going to be nice to me, or Japan, they're going to welcome me. They're going to be like, you're a foreigner. They're not going to speak to me. In the UK, you can come and barely speak the language, go to a shop, and everyone treats you nice. So be very grateful what we have and keep it going as long as possible. I just think society needs a bit more of the British people need to band a bit more together and then speak up about what is happening, which they are. But speak about it in a good term. Don't protest and riot. Protest never solve anything, but this is just my thoughts. I can't wait to read the comments of this video and I wish you all the best and take care.